Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If this is the first time that you're seeing this face, welcome. My name is Pamela and I am a mom of three. I'm a Zimbabwean Canadian residing in Canada for some years now. And the reason for this channel is to help my fellow sisters, my fellow brothers who are thinking of relocating. Okay, there's so much we didn't know about, and that is like, I think people will need this information. There's some things that people don't like to talk about, and I'm gonna talk about it today. Okay, the hardships, the challenges, the joys of being here, and everything. So as I am a mom, I'm gonna be focusing more on family matters. Yes, so yeah. So guys, let's get into today's video. So today's video is, as you saw on my banner there, is as you have managed to get your visa and everything is in place, what is your plan when you reach? What is your plan? Do you have any plan? Do you know where you're going to sleep? Do you know where are you going to sleep? Do you have money? Is it enough? Now, I know some people, hey, we have categories of people. We have people who have relatives here. Those ones, they are, life is easier for them. They just arrive and, hey, I'm here. And we quickly run and pick and all that. Let's talk about people who don't even have anybody here. Sometimes we feel like, oh, don't worry, I'll make a plan when I cross that bridge. I'll make a plan. Migrating or relocating, it does not work that way. Okay, we really need to be sincere with ourselves. We don't want to just walk blindly and think everything is just gonna work out, by the time I reach there, because we are always having all these plans in our heads that we think is gonna automatically work. For example, oh, when I reach there, I'll just stay in a hotel maybe for 2 days. After 2 days, I'll just start looking for a job. Life does not work like that here. That is one. So let's start from the beginning. Money is so essential for everything that we need to do, whether we are in Africa or abroad. But when we are abroad, it's even worse. We really, really need it. Now, what do I mean? Remember, when you take your flight, let's say it's your first time to take flight, let's just forget that let's just focus on people who have never traveled. Now, if you have never traveled, maybe we cook, I remember before we left, like my mom-in-law, like fried chicken, whatever, and all those things, we could not eat it. We could not eat it in time. We could not eat in time, so we left all the food. So we were so hungry. But by the time they started serving us food in the plane, it was okay. But the thing is, if you have anything that is food, they will make you throw it inside the garbage. You will not pass with any. They have a limit of how much water you can take inside, how much juice you can take inside. The rest they put inside garbage, which means for the rest of the flight, you're going to feel hungry, and just pray that they give you good food that you enjoy and you like, okay? Now, when you reach maybe your layover, that layover too, you are going to need as well food. Now, let's say suppose the food that they gave you, your stomach, like you are growling, maybe your layover is 5 hours, 6 hours, you need food. So what are you gonna do? You are obviously going to look for shops around in the airport, and those shops, they are not cheap. They are very, very expensive. So you will need to buy food. And then when you reach now where you are going, that is where arrival starts. Let's talk about, if maybe someone say, I'm going to come and pick you, and then they fail to do so. Maybe they are at work and you're there. You're calling them, they're not picking. Or maybe they lost the phone. Maybe they had a breakdown. So many things can go wrong. No matter how many months you have planned for your journey, so many things can go wrong. That is why money is very important. Don't think, I will not go with anything. Have something in your pocket in case of scenarios like this. Let's say the person is sick. Let's say you don't even have anybody to pick you. Let's say you have somebody who can pick you, but that person is not in that province. What are you gonna do? So that is why money comes. When you have money, the stress is less. You understand? Because now that you have money, you can afford to pay Uber, you can afford to pay your hotel, you can afford to pay accommodation, right? So suppose, okay, you reach and now you need to sleep. You cannot sleep at the airport. You need to leave. You need to go to a hotel. So first thing is, when you go out, you see a lot of Ubers, trains, taxis, and all that. Some will take cash because you don't have maybe an app, right? And so you have to pay, and then you have to book for a hotel. So probably you can just ask them, please take me to a nearest hotel. And when you do that, hotels are never full anyway like that, if it's not festive season. So they can take you to a hotel, and then you can, pay for your hotel there. You don't need to book it in advance. You can just do it there, and you get your place to sleep. And suppose that place does not have food, like complimentary breakfast, which means all the time that you've been in the flight, the whole of the night, hunger want to kill you. What are you gonna do? So in the morning, you still want to eat, right? Maybe you want to order something to eat. You go to the reception, they'll tell you, oh, we don't offer food here, we don't offer breakfast here. And then they'll tell you, but there are some places that you can get food, and you can order. We can order for you, and they'll come, they'll deliver your food. So what do you need? You need money, right? So thank God, let's say you have somebody who can come and pick you up. But before we talk about that one, your plan, let's say you are going to a hotel, okay, have the money, right? For some people, they would want to stay in an Airbnb, especially when you have kids. Now, if you're planning that you are going to look for accommodation, by the time you reach here, you have the money, make sure you book Airbnb from back home. So in Airbnb, the way it works is that you pay, you search for it wherever you are going. Okay, let's say you're going to Calgary. Let's say you're going to Toronto. So you search for those Airbnb. Let's say in Toronto, Airbnb in Calgary, either. And then it will show you all the Airbnbs that are there. If you want a 1-bedroom or 2-bedroom, it will show you everything, and to show you how much is it per night. And apart from the money, like per day, they also have extra charges like the host fee. They also have cleaning fees. So if maybe whatever you're booking is $60 per night, make sure that expect to pay maybe 100 because of all those expenses all those extra charges, right? And so thank God, it will give you a calendar. In that calendar, it's going to show you like how many days you want to stay at that place. So you check in like, okay, from this date to this date is how long I want to stay at this Airbnb. So Airbnb, the good thing is you can cook your own food, right? You can cook your own food. They have stoves and everything there. So the money is inclusive of all the utilities, even the Wi-Fi. Now, this is the part that if you want to cook, make sure you bring your food. You don't want to come and start looking for where can I buy egusi, where can I start buying crayfish, where can I buy. When you're coming, please bring food. It's so expensive here. So please make sure you have your food, right? So you're now in an Airbnb and you start looking for your accommodation. If some of you guys, you have the money and now you want to look for a place. So from the day one, you're using your Wi-Fi. You can search around, check places, call places, so that you'll be able to call to look for accommodation. Okay, all right. So the other thing is looking for accommodation as well here is more difficult than back home. So back home, it's like you can just walk around during a day and you're like, I'm looking for a house. And they're like, oh, there's a house here. They don't need anything, just your money. But here they have a lot of stuff that they will list for you that they need. They need to see your credit check. To see this, they need to see that. So if you do not have all that, it may be a problem for you. So let's say you have put your days like, I just want to be in an Airbnb for like 2 weeks. that while I'm looking for a house, expect it to go longer, maybe a month. So to be on the safe side, just put it a month. I don't know. Some people, they, especially if you don't have any credit check, if you don't have any of these things that they require, and if you're new, probably they'll say I need rent for like the next 3 months, you know. So these are some things that you can expect when you come here. So you really need to be wary of them. I don't want you to forget. I don't want you to relax and think by the time I come here, everything will be like, you know, automatic. It will not just happen automatic. It will be really, really stressful. But when you have the money, you can solve some problems. All right. And then if you don't want apartment, you can get a house. So it's the same thing as well. If you want a house, they'll ask you, we need a credit check, we need this, we need that. So you just need to pray that you get a good place for you and your family. Okay. So what am I saying in all this? I'm saying please be prepared. Don't just think life will just happen, you know. Some things will not work out the way you planned, the way you thought they'll work out. So the next thing that I was talking about that I just already mentioned is food. Guys, bring your food. Bring your food. Food is very important here. Food is very costly here. By the time that you start coming, you will not like what they eat. Okay? So, and you still be like longing for that food. I remember when you came here, we used to look for like Nigerian restaurants because we were like hoping, like, you know, missing it already. You know what I mean? So before that, before your tongue you know, get used to the food that they have here, you need to have food. So have food, at least things that you can come and start buying. Maybe it's bread, milk, cereals and stuff. But all these food like swallow, whatever, try and bring it, guys. Try and bring it. Okay. I'll do another video to show things that you really need here. There are some things that you don't need, but there are things that you really need. Food is one important thing that you should not play with. Okay. All right. And then the next thing that I want to talk about is preparation to where you will be going. You must know the province where you are going. Not only that, know what the weather. Know the weather. Is it going to be winter season? Is it going to be summer season? So I'll give you, like, for instances. Here weather is different. Like provinces, they are not always the same. Okay, some provinces are cold, but others are more colder. Some provinces are hot, others are more hotter. So it's really good to know, especially with winter. Winter for here is not some people have lost their arms, some leg because of this cold. So this thing is something that you need to have money for as soon as you arrive, is to go and start buying. Now, for me, I don't mind going to a thrift store, because if you want to buy things new, it will be so expensive. There are people who just dash their clothes and they are still looking good. You can still wear it. If you just want to be like humble like me, you go to a thrift store. One time I'll do a video to show you things that you can find in a thrift store. Okay. So know the weather where you are going. So we have weather like here in Alberta. The weather can reach up to -30, -40 degrees Celsius. It is very cold. You don't want to be out there in that cold. And most importantly, when you're just coming, probably it will take you a long while before you get a car. If you have family, it's gonna be hard, you know. It's really gonna be hard if you have a family. So you need to be traveling maybe with a what is it called, with a Uber, or unless you have somebody you know. But still, guys, let's talk about that as well. Let's talk about the people who have people they know here, like family members and stuff. Now, I really understand that, you know, we are always there for each other and want to always help each other. I know that you guys, as soon as you are coming, you also don't have much, it's a joy for people when you live that life and come here, okay? But we also want to understand that where you are going, these people too, especially here, many people are surviving from paycheck to paycheck, which means every month they have a budget. This is what I'm getting from my salary. This is how much I'm going to pay my rent or my mortgage. This is how much I'm going to spend on food. This is how much I spend on utilities, okay? And then miscellaneous. Now, you as another person coming, maybe coming with your own family as well, is going to be a burden. They may not say it, but it's going to be so hard. So this is where you want to use your wisdom to say, if it was me, how will I feel? Don't always assume that people here have money. We don't have the money. And I'll tell you why. It's very rare for people to buy cars, cash. Houses is always on credit. It's a mortgage. You pay by month. Cars, people do installments. You understand? Like every month, people are paying for their mortgage. They're paying for their rent. They're paying for the cars. Installments, insurance for the house, insurance for the car. So there's a lot that they are dealing with. So what if you're coming and someone say, I can accommodate you, even if it's your family, please try and help them to reduce their burden, okay? It does not cost you anything to just say, boss, please, just hold on to this $20. You can buy fuel with it. Or just take this $50. You can buy fuel with it, okay? If they go to maybe shops, you can just say, let me take bread. Let me pay for it. You understand? All those small things, they go a long way, because when you come, you are going to need these people, because you're going to be going all over to do paperwork, to do this, to do that, to do this, to do that. So there's a lot that you're going to be doing. Now, you will need somebody to drive you around. And trust me, there's no better way to stay in a car and just sit down and being driven around, especially in winter. You don't want to face the harsh reality of being in Canada with snow, going around looking for bus. Uber is so expensive. You understand? A bus is maybe $3.50. You can use that bus ticket for 3, 4, 5 buses. But Uber, if you are relying on Uber to go for your paperwork, Uber is only one journey to just take you from here to there for 10 minutes, maybe $15 is gone. They are not going to wait for you to say you are coming back with you. You book another Uber. So if you have somebody who is willing to say, I'm going to be taking you around, guys, don't be stingy. Take money out. Oh yeah, please, I know I'm going to be going to so many places. Don't even need to say it. Please just manage this one. Don't be stingy, okay? If you bring maybe food and you're staying with some people as well here, remember what I said. Food here is very expensive. Some people, they ship from Nigeria food, you understand? And it will be very cost. Some people, they just go to African store to buy food. So it will be very, very cost. So what you need to do, please, whatever you have, okay, is it egusi, is it crayfish, just take it and manage it. You understand? That is how you get help. That is how someone will just feel like, this person is really thoughtful. And some people, if they have, they'll just say, don't worry, keep it. Let me just keep it inside the freezer for you so that it does not get spoiled. So there are so many things that people can do for you here, but always know that it's not fun and games. People really work so hard. And when you see people with this or with that, material things, it doesn't mean they are buying it cash. It doesn't mean they have it. So don't just assume that they have the money, they will not need it. You don't know. But at least if you have it and you say, manage this one, and they say, don't worry, what is it? Let me just use it. You understand? So we have people who will be thinking, I'm just going to my friend's house and then I'm going to stay at my friend's house. They're going to provide for me with everything. See, these people, they look for a way to push you away from their house, because nobody is ready for stress, because people are already going through stress right now. So please, I hope this video was really insightful for you. If you are still coming, if you are preparing to come, please, I'm begging you, have something in your pocket, okay? We don't want to burden our brothers and sisters here. They're already going through so much. So watch my other video as I talk about different other things. I know you're going to enjoy. Please love, like, share this video, comments, and put your questions in the comments box.